A Sunday debacle, as it turned out, it happened against a backdrop of boardroom unrest. Those who weren't prepared to accept an internal review that was forecasting success coming. Those who were demanding an external examination that if you keep doing the same thing over and over, you will keep getting the same results, and a change in power on that front today.
Yes, that's been announced their internal review on May 30 amidst a lot of criticism because people were believing that the people who should be a review or part of the review were doing the review. So, and they improved in the second half, and that internal review was delivered to the board 10 days ago, Jared, with, you know, that Ben Rutten would be coaching.
Steady as she goes.
Yeah,
we're
Ben
on
Rutten
the path to success.
Would be coaching, and the performance against the Suns a week back, and then it's Giants, I should say, and that pathetic performance on the weekend. They had a board meeting on Sunday morning. Said, oh, hang on, we're looking at the review. Well, that was it. The first rolling pin has fallen, Jared, and that is Paul Brasher.
So Paul Brasher resigns.
Real gentleman, but he resigns as chairman, and David Barham has taken over. And
David with a forceful statement about a line in the sand, which has all the right historic echoes, and a pledge for external examination.
I've sat next to you for a long, long time, okay? And I have said to you for many a year that this football club is a vanilla football club. After the supplement saga, I believe that Essendon didn't want to upset anyone. Oh, John, we'll get John in. Go on Westfall, he's a good person, and he is. Just, you know, steady. Don't upset anyone. Come on. And they were playing vanilla football. And then Ben Rutten comes in. Vanilla football. Vanilla. And David Barham, clearly, coup, ruthlessness. We're going to come in. We're going after Alistair Clarkson. We'll talk about that in a second. But Essendon people, and there's a lot of them, Jared, are sitting here right now thinking, about bloody time that this club did something and be ruthless and be strong and make strong decisions. They've just been going down this waterway, Jared, on a lilo. Oh, well, yeah, we'll be right. We're a happy-go-lucky club. Meanwhile, watching Carlton and Collingwood surge, and this football club just sitting around at the bottom six. It's just hasn't been good enough.
So where we find ourselves tonight, it had been reported this morning, as a matter of fact, that Ben Rutten had been sacked and Daniel Siracusa was going to coach the final game of the season. You corrected that in mid-afternoon with one important rider, the two words, for now.
For now. Now, that was reported this morning, it had been sacked. Now, he may still get sacked. I expect he will be removed as the Essendon coach. But at that stage today, I thought it was really important to say, no, he hasn't. And then the board's put a statement out about line in the sand and Paul Brasher is going. But as we sit here right now, it's 7:36 and 58 seconds. Ben Rutten's future, Jared, it is hanging by the thinnest of threads.
Yes, well, I would probably, just as a matter of course, say Essendon is all in an Alistair Clarkson. We absolutely believe that to be true.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah. And so it's over for Ben Rutten.
Yeah, well, Ben Rutten, yeah,
you have to make that calculated decision at the board table. Yep. If we are going all in, we are declaring no confidence in our current
there's
coach.
Certainly no confidence. How can you have confidence, Jared? Again, I've been sitting next to you for years, mate, saying, what is this team and club delivering? And the performance on the weekend... that performance against Port Adelaide, that was the most insipid performance by any team this year, including the West Coast Eagles at the start of the year. How do you expect Essendon people to sit there and say, it's OK, we'll keep going, we'll just keep going? So, yeah, it's insipid. So can we get on to Clarkson?
Let's just finish Rutten first. So how he goes to work tomorrow is really difficult. So I think it's important that Essendon treats him right over the next, 24 hours. It's an impossible... So he wasn't in at the club today. He would have heard, like the rest of us did, the erroneous report that he was sacked.
Did he hear yesterday? Did he hear on Sunday that there's trouble brewing here for him? Because... Ben's not an extroverted coach anyway. But when you were watching that performance yesterday, you know, it's not coaching, Jared, but it's human emotion. Show something. Okay, show something because your players aren't. It's like he knew, and I'll be only guessing here, Jared, but to put in a performance like that, the heart had gone. The heart had fallen out of the club, the team. By Sunday night, Paul Brasher had resigned, and Monday it had been confirmed. So, you know what Essendon have to be with Ben Rutten? They just have to be honest.
Honest.
That's all they do. They would have told him already. They're not going to sit here and wait for Ben Rutten to go into the club tomorrow and tell him. They've told him today, Ben, we're going after Alistair Clarkson, OK? I don't know if we're going to get him or not. If we don't get him, we'll have another chat. But if we get him, sorry, mate, you're gone and Alistair Clarkson will be moving in. And that could happen tomorrow.
Yes, so the Clarkson, this is the 11th hour. Now, we don't know what's been going on in the background over... Well, it was about 8 weeks ago, it was red hot that Clarkson was keen on the Essendon job.
Yep.
But it couldn't happen while Paul Brasher was chairman because he had a different course mapped out and he had been resolute when he launched his internal review that Ben Rutten wouldn't be a casualty of it.
So was Xavier Campbell, he put in place the succession plan from John Westfold to Ben Rutten. He was all in on that as well, mate. So a lot's changed in the last 2 weeks. A lot has changed. A lot, Jared, has changed in the last 10 days.
This is not Campbell's plan, though, is it?
Nope. No, this is David Barham.
Yeah.
This is David Barham.
This is that section of the board that didn't believe it was steady as she goes and want to take action and shake things up. Now, can they land Clarkson at this stage? I think they'll have a pretty eager recipient to their approach.
Well, you've got the three clubs in front of you. You've got the Giants, you've got the Kangaroos and you've got Essendon. It's a silly question to say which one would you take because you're not coach. But Alistair Clarkson has those three clubs. Unless he's got a tremendous soft spot for North Melbourne and has developed a real strong rapport with Sonia Hood, who has handled everything with Alistair Clarkson, or mostly everything with Alistair Clarkson. Unless they have developed so closely, Jared, that Clarkson says, I can't let you down now.
Yeah, that his heart's already in.
I can't let you down now. Now, the little fly in the ointment there is, Jared, is that my understanding... Well, I know this. It's not my understanding. It's a crappy statement. Don't ever let me say that again.
Right.
North Melbourne will be telling Alistair they want an answer by Wednesday, Thursday this week. Because if it's not Clarkson, they've got to get a move on. They've put in a month into Clarkson. A month into Alistair Clarkson. Now, they've got a plan B. The place ain't going to fall down because Alistair Clarkson says no. They've had a crack. They've missed out. We move on and they'll go and find the next best available person. But they'll want an answer. And I think Sonia Hood and North Melbourne officials will be sleeping a little bit uneasy tonight because they want Alistair Clarkson. The Giants is a different beast.
Yeah, I can't get a proper read on the
Neither
Giants.
can I, mate.
If you actually want him, you have to offer him the job. And they seem determined not to offer him the job.
Unless they are doing, and you'll love this, unless they're making a move like Kiwi in the Melbourne Cup.
No, Essendon's Kiwi.
You reckon they've come? Kiwi might have in his saddlebags, though, Jared, gold. You know why? Because the AFL might say, hey, you reckon the AFL sitting at home watching this and saying, oh, I wonder where Alistair Clarkson... Do you think the AFL does that? AFL are in on everything. What if the AFL says... Because, to be honest, mate, between me and you... Not between us, it was in the paper. Forgot where I was.
And there's a few people...
I forgot...
Hopefully.
Forgot where I was. Between me, you and everyone at home. Story come up 2 weeks ago. Is there ambassadorial money? Right? And I'll be honest, I've contacted Gillen. Gillen, is there any way Alistair Clarkson can get paid outside the cap? He said no. Last Friday I did an interview and said, well, you know, you can sign a contract and then we can talk about ambassadorial money. Hang on, mate, I asked you and you said no. So that is a big twist. And what if they say, Alistair, we really need you in New South Wales to help prop up this investment of ours, which we've now put in, what, $300 million? What if that's the business decision as well as the heart decision from North Melbourne? Now you've got Essendon saying, hey, we'll sweep you off your legs. We're a big, powerful Melbourne club.
And Clarkson had sat at this desk last year and he spoke about that that desire to experience one of the big Melbourne clubs. So he'd had 17 years with the family club that he's made hugely successful and inherited the successes before. He had Carlton and Collingwood.
Good
he was
memory.
deeply tempted by them, but his life circumstances just didn't fit. He was committed to taking his year out. Essendon notionally still fits that. They certainly aspire to return to that. They haven't been it for a while, but at its heart, we would say they are one of... That fits the bill of the big Melbourne club, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I'd forgotten that. And you're right. And you know, the external, the big one, there's Xavier Campbell walking into the club today. He'd be, I wonder what's going through his head tonight. There's Josh Marnie, the head of football. So, as well as the big developments today, they've launched an external review. So at the time, as I said at the top of the show, Jared, everyone was critical of the internal review. So now David Barham's launched an external review. At the same time, they're going to be talking to Alistair Clarkson. So that makes me believe that the external review is not only looking at the football program, they're looking at the culture and structure of the entire football executive. Now, Xavier Campbell was appointed for extra 2 years by Paul Brasher late last year. Marnie's been there for 18 months. And then you've got some veteran football people, the assistants, and you've got Adrian Tedoro. If Clarkson goes to Essendon, he's taken Todd Viney. They're coming as a package. So that's a big move. So if they come in, there's going to be some other people, other pillars are going to be leaving that football club, Jared.